Holy smokes! I am here with Joey Garza. Joey, brother, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Man, better than I should be. That's, I think, a Dave Ramsey thing. But
Yeah.
what I always like to say is, man, if I was doing any better, I don't know if I could stand it. And life is good. Life is good. Man, I'm excited to hang out with you tonight, man. Thanks for joining me.
Of course, man. I mean, I'd love to be with you in person and just do this like we always used to. But hey, I'm happy to be here, man. And it's just been a long time coming. I think it's just exciting. And any day we get to talk about veterans and kind of what we're doing with our veterans is a beautiful day to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see one of the guys that we worked with a few years ago, Mr. Tim Ford. Man, appreciate you being here. And if anybody is out there listening, go ahead and jump in the chat there and tell us where you're coming in from, what branch you serve, when did you serve, all that good stuff, man. We'd love to hear who we're talking to tonight. And I appreciate everybody's time and effort that you made to come join us tonight. Beverly, how you doing, man? Great to see you as well.
What is going on, Bev?
All right. So yeah, keep plugging away over there in the chat. Let us know where you're coming from, branch, and all that good stuff. So while we're doing that, I'll introduce myself. My name's Stacy Allen. I am the founder and CEO of Valor Health. And what we do is provide that medical expertise that some veterans need working through their VA claims. So nexus letters, DBQs, independent medical opinions, and we have a nationwide network where we can help veterans all over the country. So, and with that, we were able to partner up with Joey and what he does. And Joey, why don't you tell everybody about yourself and, man, what you got going on?
Yeah, man. Air Force veteran, 2010, 2015. I was a C-17 crew chief, and since then, after I got out in 2015, realistically, I struggled with my claims, and that's kind of where my journey matches up and aligns with a lot of our veterans. Where for 8 years in a row, I was stuck at 20%, and then it wasn't until I bumped into another company that was able to kind of get me into the door of understanding what a nexus letter is, what an independent medical opinion is, and things of that nature. And then, today, as of 2 years ago, I'm sitting at 100% permanent total. And, that's really where, fast forward to today, with Veterans Promise, we work on developing the proper strategy, understanding the veteran where they're at. So, gathering that medical evidence, gathering everything that we need to do to just see where you are, where you've been, where you are, and potentially how can you get to where you deserve to be. And that's where, honestly, you then plug in Valor Health, because we're just there, just making sure that, hey, is this what you need? Are we going in the right direction? And then if we're needing things like that medical evidence, like nexus letters, DBQs, independent medical opinions, you know what? I know a guy. And a guy.
I know a guy, right?
I know a guy. And I think one of the greatest things that I've experienced with being partnered with Valor Health is, one, the expertise that I see from every single one of the letters, the ability to really speak to these conditions the way that they really are impacting our veterans, which I think that gets overlooked a lot when we're looking like, oh, this is a good nexus letter. It's like, no, that's your story right there. And this is your golden ticket. And that's something that I really do enjoy. Every single time a veteran comes back and they're like, man, this got a lot of information on it. I was like, it does. And that's the way that it should be. So, what we do is we just help veterans, get to the ratings they deserve to be. And then with every single one of the veterans that we help out, we actually, we assist them. And then at the end, we do it with a 4 times the difference in monthly compensation. And then 1/6 of that fee actually goes directly into direct donations to organizations that help homeless veterans. So right now we're working with Operation Dignity, and they're over in Oakland, California. And one of the bigger things that I really enjoy about that is 90% of the donations they receive go directly to programs. So we're not just helping CEOs get richer; it's to the veterans that truly need it most. So, helping our veterans on the front end gets to help our brothers and sisters more on the back end.
Man, that's amazing, Joey, man. And I applaud you for what you're doing out there. And uh, before I go further into your space over there, I wanted to first of all thank you for the kind words that you said about Valor and our clinicians and what they do. And I'll tell you what, um, I'm not speaking from a bias here. We absolutely have the best clinicians writing these opinions and evaluating our clients. I've seen Nexus letters from lots and lots of other companies, and they don't hold a candle to what our providers write up. They're just absolutely amazing. And so thank you for that. And, it's some really good synergy that your company and our company have going, man, and coming together. The veterans have the best of the best, in my opinion. Right.
I love it, man. It's a simple handoff every single time, because the veteran knows that, hey, one, I trust these guys with my life, but know that you're going to get everything that you deserve to come from them. So it's just like, hey, you're going to go talk to some people. They're going to do a strategy session with you, do all the things that they do. But it's just, like you said, synergy. It's about just making sure that they're getting. I think one of the bigger things too with veterans too, a lot of us are seen as underappreciated, undervalued. And we feel that way over a long period of time. And then when you come across someone like Stacy or myself, where it's like, I just want to help you. Help me see your whole picture, because I know that you've only been at 40%. And I know you got denied for these claims. And the VA is just never going to reward you with these things, quote unquote. It's like, you're just going about it the wrong way. And it's like, when you bring strategy, when you bring medical evidence, because medical evidence wins claims. And Valor Health has, been there for every single one of my veterans. So I'll keep giving you guys the kudos you guys deserve, because it's been a beautiful mission to walk side by side with you guys, man.
Yeah, and we feel the same way, Joey, man. What you're doing, and the clients, they come to us and they talk about, how personable you are, and how you, when they need to reach out to you, you're available. They never get a busy signal, right? So I'm going to throw your link up here, but you want to talk real quick about how somebody might be able to connect with you if they want to have you lay some eyes on their claim and maybe get started with you?
Of course. Yeah. So right there, there's my website, veteranspromiseconsulting.com. You can go there. You could schedule a call. It's right there, right when you get it to the website. Click there, get on my Calendly link. If you're a social media user like myself on like Instagram, TikTok, go to Veterans Promise. You'll find a load of videos of just me doing some silly things sometimes, because honestly, working with the VA and like dealing with claims every single day can really feel like, man, like this is just this. It feels like it could be heavy sometimes. So sometimes it's easier to laugh a little bit, because these videos that I make really are just, they're funny, but it's like, understand that it's like all of us may come from different backgrounds. A lot of the veterans that I talk to, they see tattoos, they see, different things, colored glasses. Like, yeah, I may look a little different, but it's also, my service means everything that it did to me, and same thing for you guys. And so when you come across that page, know that the videos are just the first line of understanding that I'm there for you. I'm real. I'm not here to sell you anything that doesn't work. I'm here to sell you your benefits that just say that you deserve this. You deserve to be listened to. You deserve to be heard. So if you go to Instagram, TikTok, my website, you can reach me on Facebook on Veterans Promise Consulting. Just shoot me a DM. Say hi. It doesn't have to be, man, like so surface level. We can get into it. Let's schedule a call. Realistically, I just will get in contact with you, get your phone number. We'll just talk first. Let's have a conversation. Let's make sure that we're a good fit for each other. Because one of the biggest things that with other companies that I found was they beat around the bush a lot, or they're just trying to get your information so they can put you on your mailing list. And so it's like you're going to get 50 million things. Like, no, let's just schedule a call. If we're a good fit for each other and I see the possibility of you getting even an extra 10%, then I'll talk about the program and how it works, because I don't want to waste any of your time. And I'm not going to sell you anything that isn't real either, because this claims process, if you're in it for 6 months to 3 years and whatever the time frame that you've been doing it, if I'm just one more person that's saying, hey, I can do something for you that's might not be there, I think being real with you is going to be a breath of fresh air. But also, if I'm here to tell, if I tell you, hey, there is that possibility, and I do see this, then 100% you've got me by your side. You got Veterans Promise by your side, and we're going to do it right. Because we don't just throw things at a wall and see what sticks. I want to just make sure that we do it right with the proper conditions, proper medical evidence. So it's like, even if the VA does some funny stuff, you're in the right position to go after appeals. You're in the right position to kind of have that one up on the VA as time goes.
Bro, if I wasn't 100% already, I'd be signing up with you right now. I'm telling you. I love it. It's the honesty and the being real. It is a breath of fresh air. It's not a salesman thing. I know why you do what you do. It's the same reason I do what I do.
Yeah.
We've been through the process. We know how difficult it is. And man, we have a heart to help other veterans. We have a heart to help our brothers and sisters through this, a lot of time, arduous process.
Yeah.
So we've been there. We've kind of blazed that path, and we know what works and we know what doesn't work. So, man, if any of you guys are needing that guidance, man, jump over there to veteranspromiseconsulting.com. Talk to Joey. He's a real guy. I gotta say, you come up on my feed, on my Facebook feed and TikTok, and I'm always like talking to my wife, man, Shelly, look at this. He is so weird. No, but in such a loving way, because man, I look forward to seeing that stuff, and yeah, it always brings a smile to my face, man, to see what you're doing, and then talking to some of the vets that you send over our way. It's just good stuff all around, man. I really appreciate what you do.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I mean, I'm going to be here for a long time. So, working with veterans, this is something that, we're just getting started with, even though I've been doing this going on, 6 years now.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next six, because, the amount of veterans out there that are, one, underappreciated, undervalued, and underrated. But two, also, I love being able to help out the homeless veteran communities. That's going to be something that in the future, we have really big plans with trying to grow those programs and being able to make a bigger impact, a lasting impact, because it's not about just getting someone a shirt, getting someone a meal. It's like we want to develop programs that actually implement change.
Man, love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Shanna coming across. Joey's the real deal. In a world full of content creators, his heart for helping veterans makes all the difference. Man, well said, Shanna. Well said. Love it. So I'm gonna pause here for a minute. I know we're only 15 minutes into the show here, but I'm gonna throw some questions at Joey. He doesn't know what these questions are yet, so they may be surprising for you, but they should be fun. And then we'll open it up for some Q&A from everybody. All right. So,
all right.
You ready for these?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. All right. What's your go-to breakfast food?
Oh, okay. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty questions. I am a coffee and banana bread type of man.
Coffee and banana bread. Do you make banana bread?
Nope, but I've got a lot of friends that actually own some local bakeries and stuff over here.
All right.
So try to
All
get the
right.
freshest.
Right on. I'm a little different, man. I'm on this fried egg, cheese, and bacon sandwich every morning, man. It's just so good. It's so bad
That's
for me.
I'd give that a Sunday morning meal any day.
All right. You were talking about, the content creator.
hmm
What is your most used emoji?
Most used emoji. I like the arm flexing,
Yeah. All
just
right.
because it's just like this is what we do, man. We power through these claims and we do it side by side together. So it's kind of like lifting. It's kind of like everything else that we did throughout the service, where it's just
Yeah.
hand in hand, arm in arm. We're gonna get this done, and it may not be glorious sometimes, but we're gonna push through together. And I think that that's really what I mean when I say, "Hey, I sent you that email. Let's go. Next steps." Is just understanding that it's like you should be motivated. You're getting one step closer to, if it's about getting the compensation you deserve, if it's about getting getting seen from your doctors finally for these conditions, or getting your spouse on your benefits, you should be excited every single time we take one more step. So that emoji is kind of my go-to.
Man, what a great answer. I never could have come up with something like that. That was absolutely amazing, Joey. I love it, man. I love it. All right. Well, let's see how you do with this one. Have you ever had a bad haircut?
Often. Often. I've had really long hair just recently, and then I decided that I was going to dye my hair. Didn't like it, but I was stuck with it for a long time. Then had a couple of bad haircuts, and then now we just keep things short. So,
All
yes,
right.
yes,
Easy.
I
All right.
have.
Last one, man. I'll let you off the hook. Um, Tell me something that someone would be surprised to learn about you.
um, I would say that if it came to something that people would be surprised. Um, I would say that that I'm lactose intolerant, because most times people bump into me, I'll be eating ice cream or I'll be having something with cheese in it, and
It's worth it.
it's worth it. There's, I don't care. They make pills specifically for this.
Right. I love it, man. All right. Good job, man. Thanks for putting up with that.
Yep.
All right. So Tim asked, and you guys that are here, man, again, thanks for joining us. Throw some questions over in the chat. Even if you already know the answer, this video is going to be replayed over and over, and it's going to live forever on the internet. So maybe somebody that comes across it next week or next year may have that same question. So feel free to go ahead and post it over there, and we'd love to go ahead and try to answer that. So Tim, for those new here, what's the difference between both of your organization? Difference between what we provide. So Joey, I'll let you go first.
Yeah. So for me, it's about having someone there for you side by side throughout this entire process. When you get that random question at 9 a.m. that you saw on an Instagram, or you saw a random newsletter that says, "Oh, I can get an extra $150,000 for this, blah 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 blah." I would get through all the noise. Let's just cut it straight, get you all the answers. Then it comes to your conditions and claims. One, it's identifying possibilities for increase, seeing what weak points you have with going forward with certain claims, where it's like not essentially putting it on the back burner, but hey, let's go after these other claims. Let's identify that these are the conditions that you're going to have the biggest impact in your overall percentage, and that you have the greatest chance of actually getting approved for. Then from there, going into, okay, the strategy is we're aiming for 70 in this go. The next round, we're aiming for 90. Then the next round is the jump to 100. So at the every single step of, if you need to schedule doctor's appointments, I want to talk to you a day before it. If you need to schedule CMP exams, I want to talk to you a day before it. If you've got a buddy that just is unsure about what to do about this process altogether, let's have a conversation. So for me, it's about being that that friend, that that expert guidance on where you are to where you should be. And then from there, if we are needing that additional medical evidence, things like nexus letters, things like IMOs, independent medical opinions, DBQs, that's when we look to, hey, that guy that I knew, they're actually part of this really great company over here at Valor Health, and then talk to my buddy Stacy.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Joey. And I'll throw our information down there across the bottom. So, really good adjunct to what Joey does. So we stay out of the coaching space and consulting, like, where Joey is more into the strategy and let's do this here and do that next, and so on and so on, and let's build on what we have in front of us. With my background, my background is medical. I've been medical my entire life, and I was actually a health administrator for 15 years for the federal government before I retired. I have an MBA in healthcare management, and it was just a natural move for me as I was helping veterans to move into this space of launching a medical consulting company. That's my comfort level. That's what I know. And I also know veterans, of course, I know the process. So it just made sense. And it just all kind of came together for me when we launched Valor Health. And so what Joey does and what I do together really sets the veteran up for success. Right. So that's the difference between Valor Health and Veterans Promise Consulting. But great question, Tim. Thank you for asking. All right. Excuse me. Okay. I'll let you take that one, Joey.
Yeah, Chuck. So question, can I help if they've been out of service for over 10 years? Absolutely. One, let's get the medical records. Let's get your records that you have, DD-214, rated disability screenshot, any decision letters, benefit summary letters. Let's go over all that together. Let's see what's going on. And then if you're like myself and, not really going to the doctors very often, maybe you're a once an annual type visit. Hey, these conditions that you're wanting to go after are going to require some doctor's visits. And so it's identifying from there what is going to be needed to, if you wanted to get treated or you wanted to get service connected for your back, but you've been out, even though you messed up your knee, you messed up your hip in service, but you've never got officially diagnosed for your back, and of course, this is just an example. What is required to even go in that direction? What would make that a possible connection? Do we need a nexus letter? Do we need a current diagnosis? Do I need you to go get some doctor's visits? Do I need you to get some, physical therapy, all this other stuff where it's like, you don't want to just show up and give the VA any reason to say, this isn't a valid claim. So it's about what can we prove that actually has a connection. So short answer, absolutely. Long answer, I can keep going on and on about. We can help you if you've been out. I've helped Vietnam veterans. I just got a Vietnam veteran to 100% just last week. And it was one of those conditions that he didn't even know that was a possibility to be service connected because he figured it was just life chalking up to it. But just like all the different exposures they had back then, some of those things are protected. Some of those things you might need a nexus letter if you don't have that current, if you're not getting the current treatment and everything else, you need the full package. And so that's where it really comes into, if you've been out for 1 year, if you've been out for 50 years, medical evidence wins claims. And if you're not going to the doctors, that's going to be our first conversation.
So now I can speak to this, of course, because this is kind of my space, but I know you can speak to it as well. If a veteran came in, well, I don't really want to pay for a Nexus letter. The VA is going to do a C&P exam anyway. What's the advantage of a veteran coming and getting a DBQ or a Nexus letter before they file their claim?
Yeah. So with that, the importance of actually getting these medical evidence is because in the C&P exam, you got to look at it as they're there to do their job to see what's connected and what's not. So they're not going to be looking for all the things. They're looking for one thing for you to say wrong. And if you say the wrong thing, that is going to go in their books of saying not service connected. Whereas when you get these DBQs, it's proving these conditions, it's proving these symptoms and highlighting the exact effect on how it's going to go on. So if you deal with headaches, highlighting the severity, frequency, and duration of your symptoms. The Nexus letter, being able to actually prove, are these two things connected? Because without that Nexus letter, the VA is going to look at these conditions like, hey, yeah, your mental health, yeah, I can see how that's adding stress to your life. I can see how that stress is, maybe impacting you getting headaches all the time. And then you're like, okay, so these are connected. They're like, no. And
Right.
that's where a Nexus letter comes in and makes that connection between it, because it's having a medical professional say why. And that is the big thing you need to get these conditions service connected.
Yeah, that's right. I'll give an example. We had a client that just shared his decision with us last week. He had a couple Nexus letters from us, filed his claim. They were denied. They were both denied, and he filed a higher level review. And when he spoke to the senior adjudicator, she said, I don't think we even need to have this conversation because the medical evidence you have here that you submitted completely, and in fact, gave more probative value to the Nexus letters that he provided from us than their own C&P examiner.
Yep.
So if you have that evidence and it's solid and well written, it really sets you up for success, even if the VA makes the wrong decision, because you can swing back around, appeal it, and bada bing, bada boom, right?
Absolutely.
So really no reason not to file what we call a fully developed claim. Give the VA everything they need to make a decision in your favor. Don't leave things to chance.
Yep.
Right. All right. Mark Mitchell, man, nice tie, bro. What documents do you need to get started with my VA claim? Joey, what you need, bro?
Just to get started with the VA claim, if we're going through the process, I'm assuming we're working together, we're getting the process going. Your DD-214 or copies of your DD-214s, if you've got multiple, your benefits summary letter, rated disability screenshot. If you're talking about, if you go to the VA, I would ask you to get download the PDF of your blue button report. That right there shows me where you are, or where you've been, where you are, and lets me know, hey, where do we go from here? And so to get started with your claim, it's that. And if you don't use the VA, which a lot of veterans don't, getting a copy of your health conditions, getting a copy of your medical notes, at least from the last 2 years, so we can see what current diagnoses do you have, then going from there. And just because the VA diagnosed you does not mean you can be service connected for those conditions. So that right there is a huge, marker where, hey, I talked to my doctor at the VA and they say I have sleep apnea and they said I should file for it. I wish it was that simple. I would have had my rating a long time ago, and I know a lot of us would too. It's just, you need the proper medical evidence to, really see that next claim. So Mark, understanding what does your fully developed claim package look like? And that's what goes in there.
So kind of on that point, Joey, a fully developed claim. So there's a few things that the VA absolutely has to see. There's three things, right? That the VA has to see on any claim for it to be adjudicated in favor of the veteran. You want to touch on those three?
Yeah, so it's going to be the in-service injury or exposure. You're going to need that the actual current condition, current diagnosis of the condition, and then you're going to need a nexus that connects all three or all two of those things. And so
Yeah.
that is the big. You need to have the whole package, because if you're missing one, or if one's missing pieces of evidence, you're going to get the same template denial they give every single one of our other veterans.
And then kind of putting the cap on Mark's question, I know a lot of clients I've talked to have a problem or have a really hard time getting their service treatment records, their medical records from when they were in service. What about those guys?
Those guys, one, realistically, you might not even be needing the C file to get started, because that right there can take 6 to 9 months, and then you receive it and you realize you're only getting a quarter of the documents that you know actually should be in there. Because I have veterans every day that I'll talk to that they're like, well, I'll just wait till that. And it's like, you do what does best for you. I'm telling you, this is how it's going to work out. At least put an intent to file in. Don't miss out on 6 to 9 months of back pay because you're waiting to get these documents. Because even once you have those documents, if you're not getting any current treatment for any of those conditions that you were seen for in service, you're shooting, a dart in the dark.
Fair one, yeah.
And so don't wait on that. Talk to someone. If it's your veterans promise, that's what we work on. Is that going to be needed or not? At least for this step, because what could happen is, hey, you have these other conditions we can get started with. Here's the proper resources on how to request your C file. And then in the next 6 to 9 months, when you're already potentially 1 or 2 claims processes in, now you're already at a higher rating for conditions. Now you've got more secondaries we could actually be looking at. And there's that back injury that you were talking about in service. And you're right, 100% that's a good claim that we should go after. And if you've got that continuance of care, let's throw a nexus on that bad boy and let's make this a full package deal.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny when you were talking, it reminded me of the number of veterans that I helped in the past that would come in and say, hey, I've got this condition, I want to file for this, and they've got the tunnel vision. And I'm like, well, let's talk about these other, 18 things that you're dealing with. And, end up helping them get to 100%. And they never even filed that thing that they came for.
Yep.
Right. So what I would say, Joey knows his stuff. And if you sign up to work with him, listen to what he has to say. He's absolutely going to steer you in the right direction. All right, Beverly, what happens if I never went to sick call? Well, you were like every other veteran, right? Nobody went to sick call, right? Nobody wanted to be that soldier or that airman or that sailor, right? So I told you I was in the medical field in the Army too. When I requested my military service treatment records, I had 4 pieces of paper made up my medical records. Mm-hmm. So is it needed? No, I'm 100% permanent and total today. No, there's other ways, just like Joey was talking about. Mm-hmm. Right. All right, Joey, this one's for you, bro.
So what AI tools you have in your arsenal to help parse through veteran C-file, blue button reports, SCRs, private medical records when I plan my claim strategy? I don't use any AI tools. I do this on myself. Before AI was really doing anything, I've been going through these claims. So you can call me old-fashioned, but I know I don't miss anything. So when I'm looking through those, I know exactly what I'm looking for. I need to see these current conditions. I need to see doctor's notes. And it sucks when they've got chicken scratch for writing sometimes, when we're getting those old medical records. But it's being able to go through this and knowing what you're looking for is what makes it really easy to go through some of these, sometimes thousands of pages of medical evidence. But we just know what we're looking for when it comes to it.
Yeah, such a good point. And so us here at Valor Health, we use AI, but not to review medical records or anything like that. Our clinicians do the same thing. They do the deep dive and as well as our case analysts because they know what they're looking for and where to find it. I can speak back to another company that I'm aware of that did use AI, and they would just take the whole stack and scan them in, and an AI would spit out a report that was just, most of the time it missed stuff. So AI is great, but it's not perfect by any stretch. So you really need to have some human eyes and people that actually know what they're looking for. So I agree with you wholeheartedly on that, Joey.
Yeah.
Chicken scratch is prevalent in all STRs. Yeah, service treatment records. Man, absolutely. And if anybody needs help reading a chicken scratch, I'm fluent in chicken scratch, so send it over. I'll help you sort that out. All right, man. This has been a great conversation, Joey. Man, I really appreciate you taking some time, and everybody that jumped over here and joined us. Man, thank you all for hanging out with us this evening. Appreciate the questions. It means a lot to all of us. So again, if you want to reach out to Joey, jump over to his website, veteranspromiseconsulting.com. And any parting words, Joey?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is whether you see this today, you're here with us today, you see this in the next couple months, and if you've been in that thought process of, I really should get working on my claims. All my buddies are at 100%, and they didn't even do half the stuff I did. If you even have a fragment of thought that you deserve to have more, or that your current conditions have gotten worse, and you're ultimately just not where you deserve to be, let's just have a civil conversation. Let's talk about it. And if I'm able to help you, I'm going to be very straightforward with it. And if I'm not, hey, that means you've got to as far as you can go, and at least you've got that clarity, peace of mind saying, hey, I know that unless these conditions get worse down the road, I'm where I should be right now.
Absolutely, man. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. Joey, man, it was great seeing you again, brother. And again, everybody, thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Have a great night.